So, Ashley, could you tell us a little bit about how you were trained and what kind of your role is in supporting breastfeeding?
Yeah, so training wise, I started with UCSD. I did their CLEC program way back when, and started out as a lactation counselor educator. And then I started working in the hospital. I was a doula prior to that. And so I did a lot of breastfeeding support. Of course, I had my own experiences with breastfeeding my children, and I really struggled. I had a really, really hard time. And I did not have access to congruent lactation care. And so there were a lot of things that I was experiencing due to, my different avenues of marginalization that I just didn't feel like I could talk to the lactation consultants about. And so I kind of, that's what drew me into this field. And so I started as a doula, did a lot of breastfeeding support, and then I started working in the hospital. And I affectionately say I think I was a little bit like forged in the fire in the hospital. The particular hospital that we were at, it was very, very busy, very high census. And you learn very, very quickly. There's a lot of really great lactation consultants there who are just so skilled and so knowledgeable. And so it really was, in the beginning, it was a lot of like frantically texting people. I would go meet patients and they would ask me questions, and I would be very forthcoming and say, you know what? I don't actually have the answer for that, but I have really, really great mentors, and I'm going to get you that answer, and I'm going to come back. And then, so I just kind of would go, I would get the answer, I would come back and, explain it to them after I had learned about it, which was really great. And then I would go home and study about everything for hours. And so I feel like it took me a couple years to get really confident in what I was doing. But by the end of my time there, I wasn't asking people questions anymore, which was great. Yeah, so I don't have, I guess it's a little bit more of a roundabout way of how I was trained and all of that, but it worked out.
Would your hours be considered through what we call pathway three?
So I was actually pathway one because I was working in the hospital as a counselor.